What is up, everybody? MaNa here with your daily StarCraft 2 content. I wanted to start a new series called Guess the Rank, where I'm basically going to be trying to guess the rank of the player shown in the replay. My first player is going to be Hesu or Jisu, whatever you want to call it. Hope the pronunciation is alright. Feel free to play along with me. Let's try to analyze this replay for a couple of minutes and then try to guess the rank. Let's go. I think the first thing I will be watching for is the timing of the buildings. For now, I can see the barracks and the gases being pretty much on time. Nice micro on the SCV. He didn't lose it. Command center being on time, 148. The Marine kills the probe. I think it's important to take a look at the opponent as well, not necessarily on the Terran player only. The scouting of the Terran was good. He sent the SCV, he spotted the Nexus, and then he went back with the SCV, knowing that he needs to get more money with the SCV, so that's nice. This is definitely somewhat of a higher level game, I think. Okay, Oracle and 3 Adepts from his opponent. eBay in the Wolof. It's a bit questionable. He had some defenses versus the Oracle in the main base, but he loses the Marines. But the Oracle goes back. This is looking relatively high level so far. Opponent, after scouting the 3 ranks, is going for a reactive Templar archives and is slowly expanding, but not taking unnecessary risks. The timing of the move out of the 3 ranks is okay. It could have been better. Oh, I like this move. Look at this. This move is actually pretty cool. So what the Terran does right now, he's trying to move out with the army, but he knows there's an Oracle out on the map. So he sends 1 Marine forward, not to be caught with his entire army into a stasis ward. And he kills a bird. Why would you do that? Okay, split the Marine again, please. There we go. Okay, that's good. That's high level. He's going with the army on around the map. That is an interesting move. Why would you do that? The timings and like the building placement, it looks very, very good, very natural. Somewhat similar on the Protoss side as well. It doesn't look like they are making crucial mistakes so far. This is a high level game for sure. I'm thinking Masters for now. Take a look at the building placement as well. Like the bunker here, supply depot wall, understanding that this is important to secure your third base in a defensive position as a Terran. This is high level. I like this. Good micro and movement of the Terran player. This is not looking like a bad play whatsoever. Not the best storm those from the Protoss, but the Protoss is expanding easily on the other side of the map. I've saturated third base. There's a double drop. Nice defense. Like neither player really wants to commit for a fight, which is a good sign. I'm constantly being proven that this is a high level game, which is nice. They're not disappointing me so far. Okay, the Protoss backs off. Now it's time for a counter drop. I like this. Purely Marines. But the Protoss reacts quickly. Recall into the main base. I guess we're going to have a fight soon. Again, dropping into the 4th. And now going on the other side of the main army. Okay, this is the crucial part to see the actual level of micro of the Terran. I'm gonna slow down the replay because I think it's important to see it in normal speed. Good kiting from the Terran player. Kiting forward. We don't mind position nicely. Oh, good storms though from the Protoss. No EMPs from his side. Okay, now the EMP after Archon is dead. Disruptors. Hello? Okay, he retreats. This could have been done a little bit better. If you look at the money of the Terran player, floating 2k minerals, there was a lot of multitasking happening. I think I've seen enough. Oh, it's pretty good that the Terran recognized that he has a lot of money, so he adds up additional command centers in the middle of the map for orbital commands. That's good. Chasing after the disruptors and storm. I guess he recognized there's no storm on disruptors. Good kiting, nice EMP and target fire. Scanning forward, so he knows that there's a possibility of like another storm, another disruptor. Again, scan forward. This is high level for sure. I think it's important to note how low on money both of the players are pretty much all the time. Of course, when there's some action going, the army spikes up, the money spikes up, but they usually keep it very low. That still proves me that this is probably going to be Masters 1, maybe even low Grandmasters. The pace on which both of the players are playing is quite quick. They're both like scouting for each other. The Terran is scanning forward. I recognize that the Protoss army is on the other side of the map, so he goes for a base rate, which usually favors the Terran. That's good decision making. We need to keep that in mind. Attack in 2 places at once. Oh, the disruptor shot was a big one. Oof. Oh, he does use Liberator harassment after all. Still finds time to do it in the late game. Consistently scanning for the Protoss army. Oh, they're going to meet in the middle, I suppose. Once again, let's take a look at the control of both of the players. Nice EMPs with the Ghost leading forward. Liberators getting seated up. Entire army stimmed. Okay. Nice splits, I suppose. The Terran has just such a bigger army, such much better army in this position. Okay, good control. EMPs stimming forward. The Terran knows what he's doing. This is definitely a higher level of play. I suppose we're going to be seeing GG any second now. Alright, so there's GG. There's GG. Let's try to guess the rank. What do you guys think? I'm gonna give you guys a couple of seconds to think. I think this is a high level play, considering if you look at the the infrastructure is very well set up. The expand rate was good of the Terran. They both kept the money low. I do believe this is a high level MMR game, and my first guess is going to be that these guys, this could be Grandmaster. This even could be Grandmaster, to be honest. But I'm gonna say this is Masters 1. I guess I also should have mentioned that these guys were playing on European server. Alright, I'm checking the rank right now on my file. The rank is Master, Division 2, Masters 2. Okay, so I wasn't too far off for my very first try of guessing the rank. Not bad. So these guys were, well, the guy was Masters 2. I guessed Masters 1. Okay, getting into the second match is going to be a Protoss player, Lena. This player provided me with a couple of timestamps with the replays, which makes my job a little bit easier, so I don't need to go through the entire replay, and maybe guessing will be a little bit harder. Okay, let's get into the first one, 320 to 340. Okay, so we arrived at 320, 318. What happens is we have double adepts. Here was the situation, 3 bases. I guess there's going to be some adept harassment, I suppose. In the meantime, there's a third base coming up. Stargate already done. Looking relatively good. Oh, Shade's not in sync. Okay, we get the links. Cancel of the Shade. I guess this is the part we should have been seeing. Zerg is defending. Again, Shade's not in sync. But we get the target fire of the Adepts. Okay, we get both drones in here. So I guess this is the harassment that the player wanted to see. It's really hard to say based on that. Let's check this other timestamp. The other timestamp is 6:50, 7:15. Okay, we arrived to around 6:50. Let's see what's gonna be happening. What's the situation into the game? 4 bases Zerg. Looks like no saturation at the 4. 5 batteries in production. So I suppose there's going to be some kind of attack. Let's find out. What is the control of the Protoss? What does he have? 5 Adepts, 2 Stalkers. Only a few Hydras. Adepts? He's warping a lot of Adepts even though he's going for Blink. And now 4 Sentries. I guess Sentries are somewhat okay here. Good force fields. Quick force field also. Quick thinking, right? He saw an attack here. Or the player. I don't know if it's a he or she. Lena seems like a female name. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna say she or he. Which one? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll alternate. Whatever. Shield battery. Very quick reaction, right? With the sentries. Immediately as they warped in, he made good force fields right there. Interesting setup. Good play. I'm not sure if this is super high level though. Let's go to the third timestamp that the player provided me. 9:45. Okay, so we arrived to the third timestamp. Let's take a look what the situation is in the game. Lots of High Templars. Zerg is being somewhat aggressive with just a couple of lurkers. There's barely any army on the Protoss side. There must have been some fights happening in the meantime. Zerg is floating a lot of money. I want to see, what was the timestamp? Around a minute. Okay, so let's start the replay and see what we're going to be seeing here for a minute. Zerg is going to be attacking. Anything in the wall? Hello? No army whatsoever. No detection as well, I suppose. Any storms? No. Revelation, okay, so he doesn't engage into the lurkers without any detection, but this is rough. Let me zoom out. Oh, the High Templars and the Sentries. The control of the Protoss is not very good. Not a single storm has been casted even for this period. This is not looking good whatsoever for the Protoss, no? The Zerg has a lot of money as well. Morphing all of the high... Did he forget Storm? Can I check it? I guess, wait, upgrades. No, he has Storm. So why no casting Storm? He's just morphing every Templar into the Archon. There's only 2 lurkers. So that Protoss eventually breaks out, but he loses everything pretty much. This base is still well and healthy, but there's plenty of links here. Defense at the third base, well, there is one. But the natural has been broken. The fourth base still taking a lot of damage, not pulling the probes. Okay, this is not looking like a very high level game. But it's looking high level enough because the guy is thinking about warp gates, right? Like the wall-offs and so on. It was somewhat similar here. Only watch the engagement with the with the Hydras. I kind of want to continue watching for a couple of more seconds. So analyzing this fight a bit, it felt like the Protoss was kind of panicking. Even like he had around 8 Templars, something like that. He hasn't cast a single Storm on the Hydras or the Lynx, but he did engage into the Lurkers only when he had detection. So it is somewhat smart. Right now, I'm thinking this is maybe Diamond play based on what we saw, because the high level thing would be the warping of the 4 sentries and the forces very quickly when we saw the Hydras pushing in, right? I haven't watched what was happening in this game before. Like, I analyzed the game number 1. We're doing this on the timestamp, so kind of different approach than game number 1. Alright, so let's see what's the third timestamp. 21st minute, so the game goes for 11 more minutes? Alright, let's find out. While I was watching this replay on the 8 speed just to get to the 21st minute mark, I just couldn't leave you guys without seeing this. Take a look. Look at the Zerg army. The storms! Oh my goodness, that's brutal. The Zerg is like somewhat trying to split, but there's so many Templars and the Zerg just moves forward, you know? They just don't give a crap. And Zerg loses a big chunk of the army. I just wanted to show you guys this. Okay, there were more engagements, so I think I'll just like kind of watch the replay continuously, because I think we're missing out on too much information. I wanted to show you guys this fight as well. So the Protoss having like Colossus, Archon, Templars, lots of high Templars, and Zerg is on a Hydra, Viper, Bane. Not the unit composition you see very often. And both of them are fighting, sometimes feedback, sometimes abducts, but most of the time the Zerg is like not respecting storms enough. No splits whatsoever from the Zerg against the storm. So the Zerg army just completely evaporates. I think the Zerg player is not very used to dealing with the splash damage. We could see the big storms in the previous engagement as well. Okay, we're arriving at the 21st minute mark that was promised to bring us some kind of action. I want to also quickly analyze the state of the game right now. The Protoss is heavily ahead, right? 180 supply to 83. But take a look at the creep threat of the opponent, Zerg. We're analyzing the Protoss here, but we need to look at the opponent to kind of figure out what kind of level this is. It's only on 4 bases. There was a base here, the 5th base, that was killed. And I suppose... Okay, this is a recall. A recall to this base. The army of the Zerg is non-existent, to be honest. There's barely any creep spread. Any queens alive yet? 2 queens? I don't know how many died, but the queens are relatively high energy. But we are 21 minutes into the game, so that is understandable. I suppose looking at the creep spread should give us the most information. Let's just take a look at the final engagement. What's gonna happen? I mean, it's not going to be very close, no? What is this going to be? Why did you mark this? Is it just a winning point, I suppose? The Protoss is microing the Colossus back to the batteries. Now the Observer arrives, good storms on the Lurkers. Microing the High Templars back outside of the Lurker range. Okay. And we're seeing GG. Okay. Okay, so we need to find out what the level of play was here based on what we saw. Okay, let's quickly recall what we saw. A couple of engagements. The Adepts somewhat doing some harassment. Cool micro there. The most important part was the warping of the 4 sentries here and then blocking the Hydras. That was good play. Then the big fight where like the Zerg spread the army across all bases and the Protoss didn't really move out with the props on this base. Then there was the big engagement in the middle where all the storms happened and the Zerg was not splitting at all. The Zerg didn't really manage to finish the game, considering like at the 10th minute mark that we saw something like that. Like the Zerg was super far ahead. I think there was like a 60 or 70 supply difference, but they kept the money low. What could this be? So like they have a good idea of StarCraft, but it's not perfect. I wouldn't say this is Masters. I'm leaning more towards Diamond based on how poorly Zerg managed Storm. I'm gonna say this is probably... Oh, this is a tough one. I don't think this is Platinum. I think this has to be Diamond. I'm gonna say this is Diamond 2. My guess is going to be Diamond 2. Alright, I'm checking into the file. Let's see. These guys were playing on the European server as well. And the rank is Master. It is indeed Master. It is Masters 1. It is higher level than the replay number 1. What? Oh, I was so off. Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. This is Masters 1 and I thought this is going to be Diamond 2 based on the Zerg player. Man, the Masters 1 Zerg players have no idea how to split their army. I was totally wrong. And the last replay that we were going to be analyzing today is going to be Icarus from North America. Remember, this is North America. The previous guys were from Europe, so the skill difference can be a little bit different. I'm curious to see how this is going to look like. I have no idea. This is supposed to be around 20-minute mark, and the sender didn't highlight any of the timestamps. So I'll just quickly highlight some of the situations in the replay and we'll see how it goes. The matchup is of course Protoss versus Terran, and the guy is starting on low ground expand. I'm not sure if the opponent was a random player or something, but this is the first note. The Terran player is going for 3 racks on one base with double gas with mass Reapers. The Protoss has no idea. The first Reaper is about to arrive in the main base. How does he react? Okay, no preparation for the first Reaper. That's because the Adept is on the other side of the map. Oh, wait. Are we microing the probes back? Look at this. There's some good micro. It's not very easy to do versus the Reaper. Okay, are we microing more probes? Okay, this goes straight into the Reaper. No reaction. I mean, is he not watching or what's happening? He's just not reacting to this whatsoever. He's not pulling the probes anymore. What is this? The first few seconds was so cool. Okay, now we are doing this. Okay. What is Terran doing in the meantime? SCVs are not mining. Okay, is this somewhat low level or is this just NA? I wonder. Finally, the Adept shows up. But okay, he retreats on time. 7 probe kills immediately. And the 3 racks Reaper guy is sending more Reapers. Finally, 3 minutes into the game. Time to send the other Reapers in. Okay. Oh, there's an Adept in the middle of the map. Nice micro with the Reaper. He pulls back the Reaper so the Adept doesn't get it. So the Reaper are being very cost efficient here. Another jump in with the Reapers. He saw the Reapers before. He has 1 Adept only at home. No warp gates done yet. There's a Phoenix. Oh, the Reapers destroyed the Adept and there's little to no reaction. Again, not pulling the probes whatsoever. He's not doing much on the other side of the map. Okay, now he lifts one of the Reapers, finally. The harassment continues. Okay, the battery is finishing. The Terran doesn't get the Reaper surrounded though. The follow-up for the harassment of the Terran player is 4 Raxes, starport and a factory. Barely any defenses versus the Phoenixes. He has some Marines, but he's not really defending versus the Phoenixes. There's 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions still in play. Couple of Vikings as a response to the Phoenixes. This is not very standard. The Protoss in the meantime is going for Phoenix Colossus, so very, let's say, somewhat of a standard approach from the Protoss. I like how the Protoss is consistently trying to harass with the Phoenixes, or like looking for information. Based on what happened earlier into the game, like losing so many probes to the Reapers, I believe that the Protoss player has come back into this game relatively well. Also, if we take a look at the money, they're keeping the money low pretty much all the time. So this could be somewhat of again a Diamond or maybe Masters. This is a North America server, so I'm not sure if this is going to be maybe top 10 of Grandmaster. Okay, basically nothing was happening in this game. They were both sitting back and producing units, and this is the first engagement, and how they're going to micro it, I think it's important. The Terran is quick to react with the stim and pulling back and moving forward. Terran has a decent army, no forces from the Protoss side. There's purely Marines here. The Terran is only microing forward, it's not really splitting against the Colossus. That's not a very high level micro right there from the Terran, especially considering this is plenty of Marines. Okay, the disruptor shot. No split, not even attacking the second disruptor shot. It still goes off. Okay, this is not very high level. I would say quite disappointing micro by the Terran player, looking at the circumstances. It's not like he was surprised by the disruptors, he saw them and he still took big shots. After the previous engagement, nothing was happening, and there again we're building a lot of stuff. And the Terran is posturing around the base. I have a feeling that the disruptors are going to be useful soon. They are kind of posturing. Oh, the Terran sees the disruptor, steams forward, everything. Goes for the disruptor. Wait, what? He loads some of his army into the medevac. I guess that's like a misclick, because he was trying to like target fire the disruptors and he clicked on his own medevac. There's going to be some big shots, no? That's for sure. They're all at the same place though. The micro of the Protoss was not ideal there for sure. I understand this was kind of like a hectic moment, but this is a big engagement. Like 5 disruptor shots in one place. If he spread out the disruptor shots, it would have been so much better. But the Terran wins the engagement, pouncing on top of the disruptors. There are even Taurs in the mix. What? Now this is interesting setup, having orbital commands here and then a planetary fortress at the front. I guess to defend this kind of area. I have to commend, like, this is 17 minutes into the game, both players are closing in on maxing out, and they're keeping the money relatively low. The Terran has a little bit more money, but I do believe that they're doing quite well when it comes to the macro. I like what the Protoss is doing by keeping the main army, like, in the defensive position, and then the Protoss has like a hit squad of many TTs trying to snipe the bases while the Terran is going to be moving out. This is like a good thing that the Protoss players do to keep the Terran occupied and kind of leave a lot of units behind. Oh, looks like we're about to see a fight. There's plenty of Vikings. Remember, the Terran killed all the Colossi, so there's no Colossi in here. Is the Terran going to be micro-invested in the Disruptors? Not really. There's like a choke. There's barely any units here. There's so many Vikings, so many Medivacs. The Terran is not even retreating with the army. Okay, there come the reinforcements. Is there going to be any kind of micro? Hello? Time to move out with your army. Okay, landing the Vikings. The Terran is not very good at sniping the Disruptors, huh? Oh, okay, that was a good snipe. That was a good snipe again. More Disruptor shots. Micro of the Disruptors was pretty good. He's not... the Protoss is not shooting every ball at the same time. And the DTs in the meantime are, yeah, just wrecking the Terran player. Okay. This looks like a win for the Protoss player very soon, I suppose. Okay, this looks like a GG. Okay, no GG even from the Terran player. Alright, 19 minutes into the game. This Protoss is on 6 spaces. I'm gonna guess the rank right now, and I'll let you guys guess the rank as well. I will not show you what the rank is of the last opponent. I'll reveal it at the beginning of the next episode. So my guess is, based on what we saw into this game, the money was relatively low on both players. The early game was kinda weird with the Reapers and like not reacting with the probes for such a long time, but in the end I think the Protoss macro was relatively good. He had a good understanding of unit compositions, unit positioning as well, but like the split army was like DTs on the right side, main army on the left side. It was not an ideal game. For North America I think it was still pretty good. It has to be Masters, right? This is not Diamond. The Terran was somewhat low, but I think for North America this is going to be Masters 1. I'm gonna say Masters 1 for North America. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's episode of Guess the Rank. Hope you guys enjoy the format. I'm very open for feedback. This is the first time I'm doing this kind of thing. Let me know if you enjoy the format that I'm currently doing it at, if you enjoyed watching the video at all. And I hope I'll see you on the next episode with revealing the rank of the Protoss player. Have a great rest of the day, take care, and bye bye.